And I closed my eyes, feeling lighter and lighter.
Space for the Unbound is a coming-of-age slice-of-life adventure game set in the late 90s rural Indonesia. The game tells a story about overcoming anxiety, depression, and the relationship between a boy and a girl with supernatural powers. Follow two high school sweethearts, Artma and Raya, on a journey of self-discovery at the end of their high school years as they face the challenges of growing up. When a mysterious supernatural power is suddenly unleashed, threatening their existence, they explore and investigate the town to uncover hidden secrets, face the end of the world, and perhaps learn a little bit more about each other. The game presents an endearing, story driven experience with a vibrant environment waiting to be explored. Gameplay is not just simple, but also incredibly rich, with 2D navigation across a medium sized world map, reminiscent of the 2D exploration seen in games like Friends of Ringo Ishikawa. There are various mini games that make up the bulk of the gameplay and the player's interactivity, especially in puzzles, which remind of classic point and click titles. Additionally, the game also features combat elements that blends quick time events and rhythmic action gameplay, much like in games such as Undertale. The game also draws thematical inspiration from arcade fighters. From shops to cinemas and cafes, the world is open for players to explore to their heart's content, all within the limits of the game's storyline. The bustling town is filled with people from all walks of life, and even as a Brazilian player, you may feel a sense of heart and familiarity with the town, much like some rural towns in our own country. Small moments in the game, such as petting cats, playing arcade games, answering 90s quizzes, collecting bottle caps and other collectibles, or even playing a game of kick-ups with a Ronaldo Fenomeno lookalike, all add to the richness of the game's world. The bucket list format of questlines allow players to play as much or as little as they want, while the space dive feature allows them to delve into people's subconsciousness and help them overcome their struggles, all while contributing to the game's overall narrative, world building, and plot. The choices made by the player directly affect the progression of the story. Every character in the game is important, even those not directly related to the main story. Despite playing the game for over a little more than 12 hours, I don't believe I've seen everything the game has to offer. The narrative is one of the most impressive and captivating aspects of the story of this game. While linear, the game's mechanics allow players to delve into people's subconsciousness, even if years apart from the current time. Players can even time travel in the city, giving them the ability to view situations from different angles and even different times, affecting certain aspects of the story. The way the story is worked and developed in this game keeps the players on their toes, as they are never quite sure of anything at any given time. It's a heartwarming and heartbreaking tale of humble townsfolk struggling to build themselves, and ends up being one of the most incredible stories in recent gaming. The parallax backgrounds and detailed pixel art bring this game to life, while subtle details adding to the overall beauty to the game. From idle animations to cutscenes that look like living pixelated Makoto Shinkai movies, this game truly is a work of art. The sound design is not only simple, but also incredibly effective. The sound of interactions, moving people and objects, cutscenes, and everything in between all add to the game's overall experience. When combined to the fantastic soundtrack, the audio work in this title is definitely top notch. It features an extremely good original soundtrack with 72 tracks. And while it may remind players of other popular indie games, it still stands on its own and is definitely one of the best soundtracks of the past few years. Space for the Unbound breaks the unfortunate prejudice against indie games and stands on its own without depending on external inspirations. This is indeed the problem in recent years in the gaming industry, with too many indie games trying to repeat formulas that had somewhat of a success with their own twist, which often ends up being repetitive, uncreative, and weak. This game is a testament to the potential of indie games and a must play for anyone who loves video games.